Hello everyone, good morning. When you're seeing this video, it should be Wednesday, March 20th, which guess what? That is the first day of spring. Yes! And yesterday evening, I saw a bunny for the first time this year in my yard. That truly means spring is here because they don't come out till spring's on its way, right? Okay. So, yep, I saw what appeared to be a mama or a papa bunny. It was a bigger bunny, not a little baby. So that might mean there's some little babies coming though. I don't know. Yeah, I have all kinds of wildlife here. Anyway, welcome to the card hop with independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. There are 3 of us. There's me, my upline, Misty Blackburn, and one of my downlines, Happy Mail Stamper, who is Joanne. And Misty's channel is Mac Jewelry and More. And then there's me. So this month we were to do an a spring or Easter card or cards. So I am so ready for spring and Easter, really. More ready for spring. So the first, I'm going to show you both of these together. I did 2 spring cards and 2 Easter cards. So these are my spring cards. I just love the colors of them. Both of them use the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper from the Occasions catalog, which is available, but it's, I think, on back order till it should be in like any day now, I think. So keep checking if you're interested in that. Really pretty. One side of the paper has the larger check and the other side has the smaller in each of 5 colors. This is Daffodil Delight. This is Balmy Blue. So this one uses the, hang on. This one, the yellow one, let me move one out of the way so I can show you. The yellow one uses this Your Inspiring stamp set. This is in the annual catalog, so it is available. It also had the Happy Easter saying, but like I said, this was, I think, the first one I did, and I was in the mood for spring. So I used these daffodils, which my daffodils are up about like to here, and they have little buddy things on them like that. So I used that, and the Happy Spring came out of Fable Friends, which is in the Occasions catalog. So that's available through, well, while supplies last, through the end of May. So, and I use this in my next card, but I use the Happy Spring on both of these cards that I'm showing you now. So this is thick Whisper White cardstock, the Gingham Gala DSP, Daffodil Delight yellow cardstock, regular Whisper White cardstock for here and here, and I did use a I believe I used Granny Apple Green to color these stems with the blends light and dark, and Daffodil Delight with the blends light and dark for the daffodils, and then the center again is Granny Apple Green. And I used the blends, not my regular markers, but I did take this Many Marvelous Markers, the Granny Apple Green color, and went around the edge of this scallop circle. This is the 1 3/8 inch scallop circle punch that I punched it with. I stamped it in Granny Apple Green as well, and then these are Granny Apple Green enamel dots. They're in the annual catalog also. They look like this, except it's a full pack when you get it. And it's called Glitter Enamel Dots. So I used a couple different sizes of those. And yeah, annual catalog, page 197. So the colors are Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, and Gorgeous Grape. Beautiful colors, don't you think? A rainbow of prettiness. So that is what I did. And I did put a little piece of the organdy ribbon on that's no longer available because I have a lot of it because it sold out. So it was one of the celebration items and it went really fast, so I have a lot of it to use, so I did use some of that. Okay, so the next card, so again, that was the Your Inspiring stamp set 145808. I'll put the item codes for all these cards down below the video. I don't quite know how to put the direct link there yet. I have direct links when I get them up on my blog, which I'm behind in. I should have these up when this video goes up or shortly after. So anyway, I will have the item code there, but if you go to my blog on the 20th, you have to look for each individual card. It's the only way I can post them is individually, and they will have direct links to the item from my blog, and my blog post is linked below. So, and then Fable Friends for the happy spring. And so I'm going to leave this here, and I think inside, yeah, I just used a piece of the paper, and I think I did the same thing on the inside of this. Yes, I did. So same concept here, a smaller, and I'll have the measurements on my blog too. Here I used a little squirrel. I used the Balmy Blue color from the Designer Series gingham paper, Balmy Blue background paper here, and behind this I used my layering circles, framelits out of the annual catalog, and then this is the 1 3/8 inch circle punch. And I stamped it in crumb cake to match the squirrel because I didn't want too much blue. I used my blends to color the Daffodil Delight. I think I might have used Mango Melody just for the center of that flower. Granny Apple Green, Balmy Blue, and Night of Navy, and crumb cake, and a little bit of Petal Pink just for the inside of his ear and his nose. The grass is in this stamp set. It's this little bit here, and I just stamped all over in, I believe I used Granny Apple Green and Pear Pizzazz on that, just to add a couple different shades of grass there. And then the sequins are the no, they're not, I'm lying, they are in the Occasions catalog. They are the Gingham Gala sequins, and they come in, it's really sort of an iridescent, but they're calling it Balmy Blue. Oops, I'm losing one of my Highland Heather ones. And that's what they look like. So I used 3 of the little flower ones. And I'm blinging you there. So that's what they are. And now I'll never get them back in. Let me just set them aside. Okay, 1 second, guys. So I just thought that little squirrel was adorable. I love him. He's so cute. And I might send that to my brother. I don't know. We'll see. I think he needs some cheering up. So that is what I did, the Fable Friends in the Occasions catalog. You can order through me down below. I would really appreciate an order if you don't already have a demonstrator. Okay, so the next one I switched to Easter. Now, this is the stained glass window. I realized when I went to do Easter greetings that other than the bunny and stuff, I don't really have any crosses or anything related to the religious aspect, which is really what Easter is all about, right? So I thought the closest I remembered, I had this Graceful Glass Designer Series paper out of the annual catalog, and I haven't used it in a while. I used it when I first got it way back when I first started as a demonstrator. I thought it was really cool, and there's all these different patterns. It's vellum cardstock. So let me just show you a piece. There's all different patterns. So let me show you. There's like these, and some you can cut apart, or you could do actually a 6x6 with that one. There's these that have different things you can either cut apart or use together. You know, there's this one here you could put over something. There's these strips you could use. These are really pretty. This is the one I used. And then there's like the mandalas, which are really cool too. They make nice note cards. And then there's this one that looks like pavement bricks or something. So yeah, I have a lot of that left, and I'm sure it's probably going to go away when the new annual catalog comes out. So I need to use some of it. But but I thought of it as a church window, and that's why I pulled it out. But then I thought, what am I going to use for a greeting? So I pulled out, I could have used the Happy Easter in this You're Inspiring, and there's an Easter greetings on the Fable Friends, but I use that in the next card. So I pulled out my Itty Bitty Greetings, which is a great stamp set if you want, you know, something for every occasion, basically. It's kind of small, but I use this Easter greetings here. And then on the inside, I used May God Bless and Keep You. So I thought that was appropriate. So that's the inside. I just used Whisper White, and then I did use the detailed trio punch to add this design. The paper is Berry Burst. I don't know if you all realize it, and you're going to see this happening with me more and more in the next month or so. The In Color 2017 and 19, those colors, ink pads, markers, they go, you know, paper, designer series paper, things that go with those papers like ribbons and things, they go away June 1st, because then they bring in 5 new colors, and then the 2018 to 20 colors remain. So I'm going to be trying to use up and use my inks, markers, papers. I'm trying to use up my papers, designer series papers, to get rid of them by June. Otherwise, I'm going to have lots of extra paper sitting around and no use for it, because as a demonstrator, I'm not supposed to use it if it's not in stock anymore for you guys to get it. So anyway, I used my Stampin' Blends. I used lots of colors. Sorry, let me get that out of the way and let me tell you what the colors are. They are dark, and now it doesn't look like it, but most of these I used the dark colors, unless I tell you. Dark Daffodil Delight, dark Calypso Coral, which is the orange, dark Mint Macaroon, that was up here, you can barely tell on these leaves like things. Light Basic Black, just for the butterfly centers. I used the combo for Lovely Lipstick, so light and dark, and you can sort of tell this one's light, these are dark. Dark Granny Apple Green for the leaves, and Light Pool Party to give me the glass looking part for the window. And then the combo for Bermuda Bay of light and dark. The light is in the center of these flowers, and then the dark is up here around the outside of the window, and the light also goes down the edging. And then I left the very edge just white, the clear vellum. So what I did is I colored it in. Now let me tell you, the alcohol markers, you may have to let it dry once after you've done it and go over it again, because the color kind of pools on the vellum. And I did it right on the front. You can also do it on the back, but I wanted it to be more vibrant, and it already was kind of muted coloring on the vellum. So I did that, and then I backed it. I cut a piece of Whisper White exactly the same size as the vellum, and then that made it, the colors pop a little more too. And then I was thinking of lifting it up, and how I put that down was with the mini glue dots, because they don't show through as much, and I just put one in each corner, and I think I put one here and here, something like that, and it held down really well. Then this is the Easter Blessings. I just stamped on a piece of white cardstock and a little strip, and I did use the triple banner punch, which I think I forgot to write down. I did. To do the edges of that, but you can do it manually also. I'm just trying to write everything down because I have to enter it into a kind of a program that puts the codes there, and then it'll be a link directly on my blog. Yeah, so I did that, did the triple banner punch, and then these are the butterfly Beauty Thinlits that you can either buy separately in the Occasions catalog. All three of these are the little ones. This is the set that has the big, it has the big multi-part, you know, like 5 butterflies hooked together, but it also has a bunch of little butterflies and things. Let me show you here. So I used those two and this, well, these two and one of these, because I ended up not using one of the, no, I'm sorry. I used these two and this, and I didn't end up using this one. I still have that. So yeah, that's what I did, and I cut them out in Daffodil Delight to go with the butterflies that were in here. I was going to do some in Calypso Coral, but I didn't have any scraps of Calypso Coral, so I didn't do that. So that's how I did the third card. And then the last card I did, I thought, you know, one of the flowers for Easter is an Easter lily. Now, I know typically it's white, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in white. So I made it pale. I used powder pink, which is an in color for 2017 to 19. It's one of the ones that goes away. I used powder pink cardstock, which I'm nearly out of now. This is some of the designer series paper for the in color 2017 to 19. And let's see, I used my Stamparatus. So these are in powder pink, and Pear Pizzazz is what I use for the stems, which is not an in color. It's in the subtles, and it looks like that. It's sort of an underused color, I feel like, but it makes great grass and you know, stems and things. And it went really well with the powder pink, I think. And then here again, I used the 1 3/8 inch circle punch and one of the smaller layering circles. I bumped them up on dimensionals, and I used just a piece of the sheer shimmer ribbon in powder pink again down at the bottom, and a few of the basic pearls that are in the annual catalog. I just felt like it needed a little something. Not really color, but I like the pearls on it for more pureness. And then the inside, I just put a piece of the designer series paper at the bottom, nothing else in there, so I can write whatever I want for Easter greetings. And that is it. Those are my cards. So I have two. Oh, and the Easter greetings is the one that came out of the Fable Friends. It's right here, Easter greetings. So I need to do a couple bunny cards for Easter. I did one bunny card, but I did it for a baby thing, which I don't even have any babies coming. But anyway, I'll show them at a later time. So these are my 4 cards I made, 2 spring and 2 Easter, and I think they turned out beautiful. So let me know what you think, and please like, subscribe if you haven't already, to not only me but the other 2 participants. And I'm not asking you to change your demonstrator. You know, if you've been my customer, please stick with me. And if you've been Misty's or Joanne's customer, please stick with them. But if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to have you as a customer. I do offer rewards for placing orders and give gifts out. You know, usually starting with $25 order, but I do try and send thank you cards to everyone who orders from me. I miss the paper pumpkin customers sometimes, but I'm going to try and get better about that. But I do try and get cards out to the others, or I have other gifts that I give out. So there are some rewards, and I hope to get into doing more classes, but they take a lot of effort, and right now I just haven't had the time. It's hard for me to keep up with my blog as it is and doing the videos, because I've got some personal things going on with my mother and stuff. So anyway, don't want to get into that. Hope you have a wonderful first day of spring. Enjoy our little hop, and I hope to see you next month on the 20th, and you'll have to wait and see what we do next month. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hugs, love, and peace to you all.